Now, as I grind out the Frost Invasion events, or sorry, the Operation Ice events for the Frost Spirit logbook, because I've decided all of a sudden that I need it, I'm going to talk about the siege engines, because, interestingly, people have some theories about the siege engine. So, as we all know, that they are enemies, yes. They have 0 health, so theoretically, since the logbook drop rates, they start from 0%. Hold on. Had to deal with some cold mists. The siege engines, if you could theoretically kill them, they would have no percent chance of dropping the logbook, because the equation starts from 1 health all the way up to 100,000 health, as Next just said. Now, because they have 0 health, surely that means that they're impossible to get. That's not exactly confirmed, and I wouldn't take that as gospel, but since Nextia specifically said from 1 to 100,000 health, I would assume that even if you could kill it normally, because it has 0 health, it means you cannot get the logbook. Now, the person who showed off the logbook to me in the previous video was Nim. Nim is a tester who I think has access to the admin panel now, so they gave themselves the siege engine logbook, which is why we're able to know what the description is, because I think the developers allowed them to leak what the thing actually is. With that being said, though, there are a whole multitude of ways where people have theorized that you could damage or even kill the siege engines and therefore get the logbook to drop. Now, the first idea is you need to repeat the waves over and over again until the 20 time limit thing drops for the siege engines. This stems from the fact that at the end of wave 25, the siege engines disappear. But obviously, first we need to actually get to wave 25 and watch the siege engines disappear. Right, so with the Frost Spirit killed, you'll notice at the end of the game that these siege engines, they disappear into a puff of smoke. Now, however, it doesn't actually mean that's killed. Actually, I don't think it means anything, because I've done this more than, I think this is my 8th try of doing this, so therefore that means that over 20 siege engines would have spawned. So if this was the case, that defeating it would mean that defeating the siege engine 20 times at the end of the game would mean that you drop the logbook. It would have meant that I have the logbook, and that's not the case. I don't have it. Therefore, it is assumed that you can't actually get the logbook. And the person who showed me the siege engine in Frost Invasion, who spawned them in, they gave it to themselves. They didn't use a kill all command. I don't think the kill all command actually works for the siege engine, again, because it has 0 health. It would be very interesting to see what would happen if a siege engine were to be spawned and an admin were to do a kill all command, because spawned enemies can give the logbook, as is the case for the Breaker 1 and the Breaker 3s, but it would be very interesting to see if that is the case for the siege engine. I don't think it is, so therefore, no. In such a case, the pumpkin bomb can actually give the siege engines a bleed effect, and it will visibly start bleeding. As you can see here, Mentin throws the pumpkin bomb at it, and the siege engine does have a bleed mechanic to it, as seen there, but it doesn't have any health, so this doesn't have any effect on it. I mean, yeah, technically it could have the nimble attribute, so it'll move 2 times as fast, but that doesn't do anything. And the health regen, I mean, it has 0 health to regen, so what happens if you, and what happens if you throw it in, well, it doesn't have hidden nor aggro, so maybe the developers have hidden something in the pumpkin bomb code which removes the god immunity from the siege engine. If you throw a pumpkin bomb at it, the enemies with hidden and aggro attributes, maybe you remove the god and the no target attributes, and then you're able to stun or damage the siege engine even though it has 0 health. I don't know. If that's the case, that's extremely unfair, because the pumpkin bomb you can no longer get, so would be unfair for those who had who didn't play during the Hexscape event. Actually, I lied. You can still get the pumpkin bomb as an uncommon drop from Fallen mode and I think another game mode. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a 1 in 6 chance out of the 30% chance anyways. So it's really not. It's unlikely that you're going to get this item. Then again, for such a item that is shrouded in like mystique, maybe this is the opportunity that you need to get the logbook from the siege engine, although I really doubt it. Can also apply modifiers to it, as seen here, so maybe if you have the bloated modifier, it'll go bigger, but I don't think so. Double 0 health is 0 health still, so it won't even get bigger, right? Surely. And as mentioned previously, the Gatling gun can target it, because, I mean, the no target doesn't target the Gatling gun while it's in FPS mode, and it does show up as a hitbox, or a hit, when you shoot at it, but yes, it has 0 health, so you can't damage it. And I assume explosions, if the siege engine did have health, an explosion would be able to target it and deal damage to it. But again, because it has 0 health and basically the god attribute, I don't think you're able to deal damage to it. So I don't think you can get the siege engine logbook. And I think the logbook description was only added as like an Easter egg, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, because it's like, how did you get this anyways? So it's like an indication of, well, you can only get this if you're, say, I don't know, a developer or an admin or a tester who can spawn them in for themselves, because I don't think even the kill all command works on the siege engine to drop the logbook because it has 0 health. Now, some people have claimed that they have it. So someone says here, TBH, I have the frost spawner for some reason. I don't know how I got it. And then some people said that my friend got the frost spawner. But there, obviously, people can just say that. I don't think they have it. I think they're joking. Also, the theory that people have suggested that the siege engine was meant to be an enemy that you could destroy is wrong, because during testing, apparently, according to testers, you couldn't actually destroy it in the first place. So, no, the theory's wrong. You can't actually destroy it, or the dialogue was not in anticipation for the destruction of the siege engine / frost spawner. And as I mentioned in the past, the siege engine / frost spawners can be angled and collided with, apparently, and flipped upside down here, but they still can't die. They don't drop hit or anything. And even if they go into the void, how are you going to get the logbook in the void? Yeah, it just despawns. So yeah, I don't think the siege engine is possible to get. That being said, I could be proven wrong in about the next hour or so if the developers all of a sudden release, yeah, by the way, this is how you get it. You have an hour to get it. So far, the only person who I can verify 100% has gotten it legitimately is a tester, Nim, who gave it to themselves. They didn't do anything. They didn't do kill all commands, as some people suggested. They got it by giving it to themselves in the lobby, which you cannot do. A regular person just cannot do this. So by saying, how did you get this anyways? Yes, the only way to get it is a developer. I mean, also, some people have theorized that maybe this is like an exploit thing. So once you immediately give this to yourself and you're not whitelisted as an admin or a moderator or a tester, you are immediately banned from the game because you're not meant to have this. And the only way to get it is through exploits. I'm not entirely sure how truthful that is, because I haven't seen anyone claim to get it and then get banned instantly, as one would probably want to do if they get it and say, oh look, my account got banned, or they're complaining to developers that their account got banned for getting the siege engine, trying to play it off as like through normal means. I've not seen that yet though. So for now at least, it is an enemy that appears, and it's there, acting like a god.